Let me put you on to a life hack that I've learned in my years in IT. And I'm going to share the number one mistake that I see in IT so that you can avoid it in your life. When something breaks, we got to get it up and running. But not only do we have to restore service, we then have to do what we call problem management. And the goal is to make sure that you never have that issue again. And it's a three-step process. Determine the root cause, identify things you can do to avoid that, and then do those things. Now stay with me, I'm going to get a little bit technical, but I promise I'll connect the dots. Let's say the website crashed last night and the team got it back up and running. And today you're having the problem management discussion. And you say, why was the website unavailable? And they say, oh, it couldn't talk to the database. Why couldn't it talk to the database? And they say, oh, that's because the database had crashed. Well, why did the database crash? And they say, oh, it had bad memory, and so the hardware failed. And that's where we make the mistake. While it's true a hardware failure caused the outage, that's not the root cause, because hardware fails and you can't do anything about that fact. Hardware is going to fail, which means if that's the root cause, you throw your hands up and you go, hey, stuff happens. But you've forgotten the point of problem management is to make sure that you're resilient against when stuff happens. You keep asking why until you get to something you can action, so you can create those actionable steps. Hardware is going to fail. So why did our app fail when the hardware failed? Because we didn't architect it in a way that would allow it to be resilient. And that's very possible. Too technical for this video. Now, how do you make this a life hack? Well, problems happen in your life. All kinds of problems happen. But we very rarely be intentional about problem management. How do you make sure that the problem you're dealing with right now is never going to happen again? Well, go through the steps. Find the root cause. Keep asking why until you find something you can action. If you're standing at an answer that says it's not your fault and there's nothing you could do, you haven't asked enough why.